All right, welcome back to Chicago Hockey Radio. Post-game shows, Justin Lynch, Lee Grossman, Tassos Kirkos. Hawks win 5-2 over the Colorado Avalanche. Break the four-game losing.
Fucking go.
Yeah, heck yeah. Both you guys are repping the Hawks tonight with the jerseys. Love to see that.
I had to throw it
Yeah,
on.
no, gotta represent the occasion. Gotta be dripped out. Boy, did the boys needed this badly, guys. I mean, we really needed it. 4 straight losses, and this team deserved to be better than 2-6-1 to start the season. I think we talked about it in the pod today. You need these world victories. I mean, no matter what situation your team's in, whether you're rebuilding or tanking, you need games like this, right, to show that there's progression, not there's positivity on the horizon. So, great win against a strong Avalanche team. I know we can debate how good that Avalanche team really is, but it is still the Avalanche. This is a team that's not that far, that long ago won a Stanley Cup and still has so much top end talent there. So interdivision win as well. That's big. Hawks really needed this really, really strong game. Good defensive structure today. We really didn't give them much outside the power play chances. Some of them kind of crushed, but I don't think I know we complain about the refs a lot this season, but I think some of those calls, I think you got to hand some Oscars to some of those Avs players over there. And I don't know, I guess goal interference, can be outside the crease when it's not, the Hawks. But anyway, that's a topic for later. But yeah, no, Hawks, strong game. Ryan Donato, 3-point game. He's our leading goal scorer this season. Ryan Donato. I think he needs to get an extra 8 etched to that jersey the way he's been playing. So Ilya Mikheyev, Agent 007, finally getting on the board. Empty netter. It's second empty netter, so who cares? But you'll take it. You'll take whatever you can get. Just a really strong game from that bottom 6 today. Just really the defensive lines. I think this is the best lineup that Richardson's iced. Reunited Bedsy and Khrushchev. Khrushchev got a goal. It wasn't with Bedsy. He was in the power play. Hawks power play finally did something. They went, the last few games without doing anything, and they finally did something. Anyway, I will stop yapping now and let you guys take it over. Yeah.
No, I agree. It was a great win, and more importantly, it was like a really good team win. All around, really good defensive performance. Special teams was amazing. I feel like they were on the power play that entire second period. And
penalty kill's been fantastic.
Just kill after kill, not giving them any good looks. Ryan Donato, great game. I feel like Reichel too right now is on a nice little
got to go off his ass.
A run of form, and hey, he'll take it.
Yeah, he was great today. He was flying out there.
And dude, Colorado coming in on like a 4-game win streak. So awesome to snap that in Colorado. And you brought it up today on the show how we just never win in that building. So
I think I saw a stat. We hadn't won there since 2019, I believe. So that's I don't know how much games that is. I'm not even gonna try to do the math, but I'm gonna guess probably 8 if I had to guess. So that's a long time.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, so much to be, I guess, a lot to be pumped for.
I did say in the show, it's like the average person look at this and think, oh, it's an easy win for the Avalanche, right? They've won 5 straight. The Hawks have lost 4 straight. I look at that the other way and say both teams are due for opposite results. So I'm not super surprised. I think I predicted a 5-4 Hawks win overtime. So not quite, but I did get the amount of goals right for the Hawks. My mind clearly foresaw 2 empty net goals, which, by the way, I think these are the first empty net goals we've had this season. Finally had a chance to ice the game late. We did it. I was worried we didn't score on that power play. I was like, oh no, this could go back the other way. I was actually worried to get a shorthanded goal. I was so ready for that, but it didn't happen, thankfully. But no, we made up for it later. 2 empty netters, you'll take it.
Yeah, I was just worried they were going to be too passive on that power play, but it ended up being fine because of the empty netters. But I mean, just especially after the Nashville game, the blown lead, to be able to hold on to this one against a hot team, and they kept rolling that first line out there and trying to score, but it was bend don't break, and I thought Mrazek had a really strong game too. Made all the stops he needed to. They were getting traffic in front of him, and he was still able to find pucks and not give up too many rebounds. Solid game from him.
Want to let everybody know now to subscribe to this YouTube channel and to follow us on Instagram at Chicago Hockey Radio, and to follow us on Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to your podcast. Leave a 5-star rating and review there. Doing all of the above helps. It really, Lee said he's getting a CHR tattoo when we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So we're all in on that. And
absolute cinema.
Yeah, I'm really excited to let the fans pick a tattoo at that point. That's going to be.
When did I ever when did I ever say that?
I don't know exactly.
He was probably high or something.
Yeah. Must not have remembered or something.
Yeah. Maybe you didn't say it. Maybe you did though. But we're rolling
I
with
think
it
I said something
anyways.
about getting a Calgary Flames tattoo.
Oh, yeah, that one, we're not forgetting that
that
one.
is on the table as well, I think, if they make the playoffs.
That's such horseshit.
But
We had the
yeah,
same amount of shots on goal tonight, 26-26. That's kind of interesting. I feel like ours are kind of higher quality. And I will say, I know Bedard didn't get a point today, but I still thought he had a really strong game. Thought that top line looked really good. I'm super happy that Luke finally realized, okay, this 2C thing with Kurashev. I said on the show, it's not working. Let's abandon that shit. Hopefully it's not just for one game and it keeps him up there with Bedsy Turbo. I think that line,
Yeah.
I know they didn't produce tonight, but it looked good. I thought they deserved a goal in there. So if I keep them together, I think that was good. Just kind of rotate Foligno and Dickinson as a 2C. I mean, yeah, is it ideal? No, but I think whatever you lose in there, you're gaining having a better first line. So no, I think that's a good decision by Richardson. I question moving Reichel back down the fourth line, but I will say he and Smith do have something going there. There is a good connection there. I want to see him out in the ice more. That's my main reason. I want to see him with better players. It's like if he could do that with Craig Smith, then what can he do with Bedsy? But anyway, there'll be time for that this season. For now, they're cooking together. I'm fine keeping them together, I guess.
Yeah. And I want to, chat's talking about it. Alex Vlasic did look fucking awesome.
Yes.
On both sides. He had the assist on the Kurashev goal, and then just a solid defensive performance, smart on the puck. Somebody said that he's solidified himself as the best defenseman as the Hawks.
I was just gonna say that.
I think I've had that opinion. I think he's been our best defenseman. So yeah, definitely worth showing that.
Because it's like last year he was so strong defensively, but he really didn't have any offensive touch to his game.
Yeah.
That has not been the case this year. He's carried over the strong defensive play, and he's adding that offensive element. I said I'm going to keep glazing myself. I said it before the season started. I'm telling you, there's an offensive side to his game that's untapped. He's a great skater. He can get more involved in the offense and kind of moving around the offensive zone. And he's been doing that more. He's been getting more involved, shooting more. He's been racking up assists. He had a beautiful assist on the Kurashev slap shot. So no, great game from him on both ends of the ice, as you say. Yeah.
And how about that Connor Murphy boom on Logan O'Connor?
Had a few of them this year, yeah.
That
definitely,
yeah. I'm not the biggest Connor Murphy guy, but if that's going to be an element of his game that he's going to bring, every night, if he's going to be that physical guy,
we'll take it. He'll be the Pat Maroon of the defense.
Yeah. Yeah, good to see.
That was a beautiful hit. Yeah. Which he had an awful penalty before that, so he made up for that, which there were a few penalties that were a little questionable. But anyway, let's be positive today. I know I've been complaining about the refs a lot, so I'll save it.
Yeah, how many more opportunities did they have on the power play than we did? It felt like
1 for 4. It felt like they had more than that, but I guess they only have 4. We have 3. 1 for 3 for us, so good to finally get a power play goal there. Almost sold at the end, but didn't, so that's good. Yeah, the Avalanche, I know that's one area, they've been cooking some power play, so it's really impressive for probably to shut those guys down. I mean, McKinnon, McCarr, Rantanen, that's not an easy task.
Holding that unit to 1 and 4 is like,
that's great. That's fantastic.
You're going to do that before a game, you probably think you're going to beat that team. And
for sure.
And they did. So it is good to see that, like, some of the things that this team's really excelling at is like things like the penalty kill, which is of course going to be important moving forward. And I don't know, Tassos, how do you feel? I know that kind of today you were not being like a downer, but just kind of alluding to the fact that it's like, okay,
it was pretty doom and gloom.
What are the Hawks doing here? And I mentioned before we went live, does it kind of delay the inevitable, or?
Well, sorry everybody, I'm losing my voice today a little bit, so that's why these guys are taking the load mostly on the post game here. But yeah, today on the podcast I was a little. I don't think I was that doom and gloom. I thought that it was a good sign and a good time that something comes about with all of these prospects, and that sometimes you see a lot of these contenders and Stanley Cup winning teams make big moves to bring in big pieces. And I thought, maybe it's time for the Hawks to bring in their first big piece outside of 98. And I guess what this win does is almost like reaffirm to me how I feel, because it is a good team. You do have some good pieces. You're going to ship some of them off, but you're going to replace them. But the structure is there. Luke Richardson is a good coach. The system he's put in is really good, so that yeah, when you take some better players and you plug them in for some of these guys that you're going to remove from the lineup over the next 12 months, you're going to come out with way more wins. So yeah, I mean, I like the way that they do it. You know, they were bound to win. We got a ton of people watching tonight, so you know, that reaffirms my theory of the more the Hawks win, the better it is for our show.
Yeah.
Remember again to subscribe. But yeah, yeah,
We were so
I
due for a
just
game like this. We
yeah
were so due.
yeah
Sorry to interrupt, but like it's like I said, it's like we were 2-6-1, but it's like we should have had more than 2 wins. It was bound to go the other way and go in our favor. I think it was good to see us close out a close game like this. That's been our issue. It's like we've been good enough to beat every game, but these close games, I was so worried it was gonna be another Jets affair where they're gonna get one late and then overtime we'd probably be screwed against them that top three. But thankfully we were able to close out today. But I got some breaking news here. This is not Hawks related, but I'm seeing right here these San Jose Sharks have won a hockey game. They came back down 4-1 against the Utah Hockey Club and won a
oh
hockey
wow
game. So that is shocking. I just thought I had to throw that in there. So I thought maybe they'd still be winless when they played
well
us at Halloween, which that's gonna be absolute cinema, that game, the Halloween affair against the Sharks. But anyway.
yeah, that'll be a good game.
Yeah, hopefully they can keep this rolling, and you know, you can beat this team, you should be able to beat the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, they better win the Halloween game, or I'm gonna blow a casket, man. That's a scheduled win right there. We're talking about scheduled losses. That's a scheduled win, but I don't want to get too cocky. Now the Sharks got that win. That might be a wagon now. We might be a little worried there.
Is that a scheduled win, Tassos?
All I know is it's a late night post game.
Like 10:30 Eastern time.
That's a late night post game for everybody on right now,
especially the Ohio resident here.
If you're here at the 5-2 win when it's an early post game with us, you know, you got to be with us at a potential loss at San Jose when we're up doing the 1 a.m. post game. That's going to be tough. But yes, no, that should be a win for the Hawks.
Yeah, that's a scheduled loss for us.
That's a scheduled loss for us. Yeah,
that's what that is.
Someone asked last post game if we're dressing up in costumes for Wednesday's show.
Oh yeah, you know it.
I think I am probably doing something on Thursday because I'm off, so I might have to.
Is the whole crew on for Halloween on Thursday? Yeah,
I hope so. Yeah, I'm gonna be here. I don't care how late it is, though. I'm gonna be here Halloween, and I gotta go purchase some brewskis. Unfortunately, after that Bears lost the other night.
I think Lee was saying like, "Oh, I have plans on Thursday." Like, "Oh, I have something on Thursday."
Dude,
plan should be Blackhawks hockey. That should be your plan.
Yeah,
don't take any days off of this team. No,
maybe
I do every single pie. I've yet to miss an episode, man.
Maybe I'll go live from like a haunted house or something.
There you go. You do what you gotta do.
Yeah. That'd be pretty spooky.
Yeah, after that Bears loss last night where I was depressed, I fortunately downed the entire fridge here. So I got to celebrate this game sober. But no, I'm so psyched up, boys. This is a much needed win for this Blackhawks team. And also, let's talk about just the defensive play. How about Jason Dickinson tonight? I thought he was really strong. Just that whole third line there and just that bottom six just shut down the Avs, just completely shut them down. They got most of their chances actually when the top six was out there. So, but when that bottom six, it's like we talked about this. I feel like they've been getting a lot of cardio in, but I feel like today they're actually effective because they're shutting down the top players. Yeah.
Yeah, good to see those like favorable matchups paying off. And somebody in chat said that they'd like to see Hall, Reichel, Bertuzzi as a second line. I have no problems with that.
Yeah, if we're going to play Reichel at center, get in the 2C. More ice time, better players.
Yeah.
It's more about now with the Hawks, like trying to figure out how best you're going to spread the wealth of what you got and make it actual formidable lines in the NHL, because some of these line constructions we saw and have seen
have been questionable.
Yeah, not even questionable. It's like you throw them over the boards, and compared to the lines that they're up against at the time, there's no doubt that they're going to get caved in, right? Mm-hmm. And now if if you're able to put, Connor Bedard can drive his own line, clearly. But if you can get these other guys and you can put them in pairs of twos at least, that like lines 2, 3, and 4, and you put guys in pairs and you find guys that are, and then you attach a good third that does something that the other two don't to augment that, then you're talking about, being able to roll 4 lines.
Yeah.
without
To be
getting
fair
caved in.
though,
So
my least favorite line, that third line, was probably the best line today. That the Donato Dickinson Makayev line. I
yeah,
mean,
Yeah, that line was cooking. About time. But no, it's funny. It's like I kind of do wish we gave Reichel more of a look up there. It's like we gave him one game up in that top line and sent him down. And I watched that game. Like he wasn't even playing that whole game in the top line. So I wish Richardson would give him more of an extended look up there on the wing. I know things worked out good today. I know he looked good on the fourth line. I know Kershev got a goal. So I know hindsight, right? But I would still get him back up there, give him another shot up there. It's just he needs to be playing in the top six. I know he's looked good on the fourth line. I get it. I know he has chemistry with guys down there, but you got to be able to get chemistry go up other players too. And I think he deserves to play more minutes of how he's been looking. Yeah.
yeah, I think if he keeps his production up, it's only going to be a matter of time. Like it's going to be inevitable. He's going to start moving up the lineup. But for now, it's all you can really ask for him. Do what he can on the fourth line in his situation, and make it hard for the coaching staff to put him anywhere else.
two things I want to point out about the ice time tonight. One, Philip Kershev led ice time amongst all forwards at 18:01. Yeah. So that was, I thought he had a really good game. He was buzzing and he was all over it tonight.
Yeah. Went from getting scratched most minutes of the team or in the amongst forwards. That's interesting.
Well, that's a good
quite a comeback.
That's a good response. The other thing about the ice time I want to point out was the defense. You had two guys over 22 minutes, including two guys over 24 minutes. Connor Murphy was at 22 even. Vlasic was at 24:20, and Jones was at 25:39. The other three guys, Brody, or I'll start most to least. Wyatt Kaiser was at 15:28. Brody was at 14:28, and Nolan Allen was at 13:22. So you had three guys playing a lot and three guys not as much.
I'm all for keeping Vlasic and Jones out there as long as you can, so you don't have to play TJ Brody that much. Because every time he's on the ice, I have to hold my breath and worry something bad's going to happen. But I will say the defense in general looks so much better today. This may have been, I'd say, this is probably the defense's best game of the season, at least up there for sure.
Felt like Wyatt Kaiser was chasing the game a little bit.
Allen's been more composed of it too, I feel like.
Yeah, I haven't disliked anything about Nolan Allen's game in the NHL so far.
You haven't really noticed him that much, which is a good thing. If you're a young defenseman, especially as a defensive defenseman like him, if you haven't noticed him much, it's probably a good thing. If you're noticing a rookie defenseman, most of the time it's not for good reasons. So yeah, that's actually a compliment.
How about Colorado? They're all right. I mean, they rely a lot on the top guys.
Because that bottom six, I look at it, it's like, who are these people? It's like a bunch of guys they picked off the street. It's like to your point, yeah, they rely so much on that core. It's like if it's not producing, and it's like you can't just rely on the power play, right? And tonight, even that wasn't cooking. So when that's not producing, they're screwed. And the goaltending, I mean, Georgiev, another rough night. Kind of got together after the first. It was pretty brutal, but yeah, I mean, with him in net, it's nothing's safe there. No.
I was impressed with Ivan. I felt like
Ivan cute, yeah.
He was I don't know. He seemed pretty fast, but yeah, and not a whole lot of production outside that. Those your Rantanens, McKinnons, and Makars. But
boy, is that McKinnon goal?
Oh my!
That was a beauty. That was a beautiful.
Seth Jones, his familiar foe too.
Yeah, the 2013 draft rivals. Remember when Seth Jones was supposed to go number one in that draft, but Patrick Raw's like, no, you guys got to draft McKinnon, and there you go, rest is history. So imagine alternate history if that goes down differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you rather, Nate McKinnon or Seth Jones?
What kind of question is this? Oh yeah, Seth Jones, man. Oh yeah, all day. Oh.
I'm just being silly.
Yeah.
That was a debate, though. That I remember that. I remember that being a full-on debate in the Memorial Cup final between Halifax and Portland, and Seth Jones scoring, and the big oh my god, the big celebration from Seth Jones when he scores that goal, and Nathan McKinnon has a hat trick in the finals, and I don't know. That's one of my favorite hockey games I've ever watched in my life. Yeah. Was that matchup between the two of them?
It's pretty interesting that Seth Jones played for the Portland Winterhawks. Their jerseys are actually pretty similar to the Blackhawks. It was almost like it was destiny all along that he would find his way here. But anyway, yeah, in terms of besides McKinnon, I thought I think Middlestat's been such a seamless fit there. I think that's been great for his career. Kind of, I know he's kind of starting to get going in Buffalo, but it seems like he's a really good fit in that team. And boy, do they need him now. It's because it's like outside of McKinnon, Rantanen, and most of the guys are hurt who produce that offense. It's like they need him to produce, and he has been. So that's a positive for them. But other than that, I wouldn't say there's a lot of positives for their game tonight. Thought they had every opportunity to win this game, handed to them on a silver platter by the Zebras, and they couldn't produce. So that's on them.
Casey Middlestat, this is going to sound weird. Casey Middlestat needs to get hard. Like, he needs to, like, become, like, a tougher individual, and he could thrive as the second-line center and make Colorado a lot better of a team.
Oh, yeah, he's got a ton of talent, but not much grease to his game, not much sandpaper. No,
especially when Landeskog and they get Nichushkin back too.
Lehkonen,
that top six is filthy.
Top six is filthy, and the bottom six is absolute ass.
Ivan.
You can't really bank on guys like Landeskog.
Yeah.
What's Landeskog going to do?
Taves missed a season. He wasn't the same player. Landeskog's going to be missing 2. I mean, yeah, he's probably going to be a shell of his former self, but if he's just half as good as he was, I mean, that's still better than most of the players of this team. So, yeah.
Peter Mrazek was pretty good tonight for the Hawks. Third start in 4 nights. Jesus.
And I would say that's 3 consecutive starts where he's looked really good. I mean, I'd say he's really been turning it around. Maybe a few rough games to start the year, but now he's looking more like he was last season, which is big for the Hawks. I was surprised they started today. I wasn't expecting. I thought they'd start Soderblom because, considering he played back-to-back games of the weekend, I was thinking they want to give him a rest. But Peter, man, he's been pretty strong back there. Which in the past you worry about injuries of him, but it seems like he's become more durable. I hope I don't jinx him, but no, he's been great back there. Made some big saves, especially late. I know Makar had a few looks there, and especially late in the game. So he definitely kept us from having to go to overtime. So yeah, big.
Do we know where Brossoit's at as far as his recovery?
I think he's supposed to return. Well, I heard last week it was like he might return the tail end of this road trip, which would mean I think around the San Jose, not return like the game action, but return to being on the team. They probably give him a few practices where they play him, but probably still a week away, I'd imagine, if I had to guess, maybe more.
Yeah, so I wonder who gets the start on Thursday.
Probably Soderblom because he's back. He was sick, so they set Comesso down. I'd imagine Soderblom. Maybe they're going to play Mrazek 4 straight games, whatever it is now. I mean, you could. I wouldn't complain about it the way he's been looking. Just keep him in there. We don't even need to see Arvid. Yeah.
The other thing I was going to bring up, Tyler Bertuzzi. Kind of invisible again on the ice for a goal against.
It's very telling. Guys like Pat Maroon and Craig Smith have been more noticeable than him. That's kind of sad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Way more.
He's been the second worst new addition after TJ Brody. Alec Martinez, I guess he's been hurt, so we'll say third worst. Well, Brossoit has too, but of the players on this team, I'd say he's been the most disappointing of the new additions. You expect better of him. He really needs to get going. And I think that's going to help out Taylor Hall because Taylor Hall.
Why is Bertuzzi not getting scratched? You're scratching
because he's a veteran making $5.5 million and not a young player.
With term.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're scratching Philip Kurashev.
I know. I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just saying because Richardson favors vets. Yeah.
You're not going to scratch Tyler Bertuzzi.
Why?
Because he's on your team for the next 3 years.
Yeah, so is Philip Kurashev.
Not if you trade him.
Is his contract up?
Could be. I think he has 1 year left.
Yeah, he's due for an extension, right?
He'll be RFA, I think, this coming summer.
I should see what that looks like if we do decide to make him a part of this core, which I hope we do, but he's got to prove that, right? I think that's a part of why they separate him, right? To see if they could do it without Bedsy. It's like, that wasn't really working, so get him back up there at Bedard, but he's a winger. He's not a center. I know these things like, oh, he's a natural center. No, Kurashev is a winger. I'm sorry. And I think, no, he's better off playing up there at Bedsy. I think that's going to get the most out of him. And he's going to produce the way he did last season. Yeah.
Lee?
Yeah.
I don't really making all the boy references in the broadcast. He's very cultured, Rick Ball, and man, it's just so fun listening to him. It's so refreshing after the last 2 seasons, really 3 seasons of Chris Foster's. It's just he's such a joy to listen to, such a good commentator. I could glaze that guy all day, and he and Pangley work well together. So that's made the Hawks broadcast a lot more entertaining this season. Yeah.
Yeah, still using the illegal stream right now.
I was gonna say I had the Avs on.
I was stream. The Avs.
I had the Avs stream and it not one of my favorites in the NHL.
Really? You didn't like that guy?
look,
He,
I
that,
don't, I
two
don't
guys
like
are
to,
pretty
guys
entertaining.
handsome and stuff, and like really like I don't know. He was like talking about like injuries. He's like, trust me, guys, he's gonna be feeling that one. If you feel the bones on your knee, you'll notice. And I'm like, dude, what is this guy yapping about bones in my? He was telling the audience at home to feel the bones in their knees. So,
What?
I don't know,
Bro,
dude.
what are you talking about, man?
I don't know. He was wilding out, but he's
yeah,
better
the
than.
Avs broadcast. They have fun. They have fun.
Yeah, they do have
They're
fun.
retaining those altitude sports guys. I mean, they're the guys who commentated Jonathan Toews, like not his first career goal, but like the one after that against the Avalanche, where that beautiful goal, yeah, that was very like McDavid like. And then Kane scored his first career goal that same game. I know that was a long time ago, but I always think about that. Like I always have appreciation for those announcers from that. I don't even know if they're the same guys. I didn't listen to the Avs. I was listening to the Hawks one, but anyway, random thought I had.
Someone commented, big couple hits from the boys tonight too. Love to see some grit. I've noticed that this whole season that the Hawks have been pretty tough to play against, and
Yeah.
when they have moments of being soft, they try and rally as a group, and that's not super surprising when your lineup is employed by guys like, you know, Pat Maroon, etc., Tyler Bertuzzi.
You'd
And
expect
like,
that. Man.
yeah.
There's a lot of grit guys
But
like
it's fun. One, it's very fun to watch a hockey team that has some FU to you. And yeah, I just the Hawks have a little bit of jam to them.
This team has heart. There's no doubt. This team has heart and soul. We've seen every game. I mean, I think we gotta be more positive to be honest. I know it's 10 games, only have 3 wins, but man, oh man, like every single game we've been in. I mean, last season we would have had at least 2, 3 blowouts by now. So I think you'll love to see the progression. I think it's just gonna get better. Like I've said it before, a lot of new guys in this team. It's gonna take time for guys to gel and find chemistry. It's just gonna get better, right? When you get guys like Bertuzzi going, he's not gonna be quiet forever. He's gonna get going. That's just gonna make the team better. So no, I think I see the potential. I see potential
now
what this
you
team
just
can
want,
be
but now you need to see them continue this like momentum,
consistently.
and
Yeah.
like you should win on Thursday. Like I don't care who's starting in net, if it's Soderblom, like go out and win that game. It's
We
a
could use
bad
a win streak. Yeah. I mean, last season I was actually looking at hockey reference today. Last season we never won more than 2 games in a row. I couldn't believe it when I saw. I know how bad that team was, but that's something we never accomplished. Like this year's team should be able to go on. Like it's still an ass team, but it's mid. It's not ass, I should say. We should be able to win, like go on a 3-4 game stretch every now and then. And we got the Sharks next. I'm not sure who we got after that, but yeah, let's win a few games here. All of a sudden, maybe we're 5-6-1, and all of a sudden we're looking a lot better, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, gentlemen?
No.
What's the chat saying? Are they asking questions?
No, it's just a lot of happy smiles, a lot of people gassing up all the players tonight.
I would hope so. I mean,
A lot
today
of
deserves it.
love.
Yeah, he deserves it, man. He deserves all the glaze. I think he could be. I mean, at least a second pair D man for us. Once we're back, in prime contention, win cups. Like he could be Al Jomerson, maybe even better. Like I said, he could be a good 2-way defenseman. He could be a top pair guy. We don't know. I think he could.
A lot of Gustav Forsling.
Oof. Quick question. We do have one. Do you know how Bedard's goal production has been compared to last year? I feel like he scored way more than this year so far.
Season.
Could just be because we have some more help for him. I think it's just because he hasn't been as lucky. He just has been unlucky this year.
He's been so unlucky, man.
Yeah.
Like that shot percentage is going to go up. He's getting chances. He's getting looks. It's going to go up. He's going to score more goals than last season. Right now, it's actually, I think he started off last season like he was cooking. He had like 9 goals his first like 13 games or something, if I remember correctly. The floodgates are going to open. He had goals in two consecutive games for tonight. I think he's going to go on a run. He's going to have a multi-goal game pretty soon. I think I can bet on that. That first Hattie, I think he's going to get this season at some point. They're going to go in. I'm not worried about Betsy. He's getting assists. He's a point per game, maybe just below it. So he looks great. I'm not concerned. Yeah.
He was talking about goals.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, yeah, he only has 3 goals in 9 games, but like people would see that as, oh, he's underperforming. But it's like when you have all these assists and stuff, he's being better at all aspects of the game, right? Defensively, he's looked better. Face-offs, he still needs work on face-offs, though. That's one area he's still kind of ass. But I think just his complete game has been a lot stronger for every game I've watched this season.
Next 3 games are San Jose, LA, and Anaheim. How many points do you think we come out with?
At least 4.
Yeah, 2 games in there. It's like you got to win, right? I mean, I know Sal's and Anaheim, they're both in similar positions as us, but like Yeah, I agree with Lee. You got to win those games, but sometimes the Hawks actually play better against better teams, though. So it wouldn't shock me if for some reason we lost those games and beat LA, but probably not. LA seems to have our number recently. They'll probably play that trap game, and that should be very entertaining. But I don't think they've been doing that this year, though. So maybe that'll be a more entertaining game than I thought. But yeah, you like to come away 4 points there. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Do you think Richardson is going to keep Kurashev on the first line?
I hope he does. I hope he doesn't put him back to 2C. Hope it wasn't just like a one game thing like Lucas Reichel was. I say he does. I mean, we saw it last year, right? We saw what Kurashev and Bedard could do. He's proven himself that he can play Betsy. Reichel hasn't really gotten that extended look. He hasn't really proven that. So I think he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. Again, he's going to keep him up there for at least a while. He might move him back down the second line eventually, but I think he does. Yeah.
All right, gents, we're at 30 minutes. Anything else?
No, I think that's good for me. Let's see it on Thursday.
And keep the lineup the same. Like this was by far the best lineup we have. Like don't even touch it. Don't change a thing. Yeah.
Nice voice crack there, bud.
No, my
all right. Subscribe to this show. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at Chicago Hockey Radio. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Share it on your Instagram stories. Share it on your Instagram stories. Share it on your socials. Share it with a friend. Tell a friend about this. If they are a Blackhawks fan, if they're not a Blackhawks fan, we talk about the NHL too for half our show every single week. So, yeah, 3 times a week. And we are here after every Hawks post game. So, subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out a ton. Lee's going to get a tattoo on his rear end when we hit 1,000 subscribers. That's going to keep growing and growing every time I bring it up. But yeah, do all that fun stuff. It really helps us out a lot. We'll be back Thursday late night, Chicago Hockey Radio post game after dark, after the Sharks game. And we'll also be back Wednesday with the podcast. All right.
Thanks for the love, boys. Go Hawks.
Brilliant. Yeah. Have a good night, boys.